put you in the stressful situation. This is your NVQ support recording to give you an overview of the role of the assessor from start to end. Now, I've called it from start to end so you can see the big picture and come to terms with the vast amount of knowledge you need to be able to perform this role. What I want to explain though is that in the title is about the support. Obviously, we have a huge amount of resources available to upskill you, support you, and help you achieve your goals. We've appointed mentors now to make the teams more bearable. So Scott and Louise are sharing the caseload of assessors under me, just so we can disseminate information in a more timely fashion. But not only that, be able to give you that one-to-one support that I was given to you a couple of months ago, and I'm going to still maintain my company messages and ethos, but via the Click meeting sites. And I'm aware we've tried virtual meetings in the past and they have been that successful. So I wanted to run a series of these to show you that actually we've mastered most of the little nitty-gritty bits now. Equally, it's important you're aware of the big picture and what's going on around the company around you. So without further ado, I'm going to start. Now, obviously, at any time you can pause this video and go and have a look at the stuff that I've spoken to you about. Part of being a teacher is about personal and professional development, and you taking an active role in preparing yourself for the sector and preparing yourself for work, but also ensuring that you're keeping yourself up to date as well. I am aware that there is a huge amount of system there for you to follow. So I'm hoping that this session will break it down, make you see things in bite-sized chunks, and help you realise the importance of planning and working in a smart way where you deal with it in little steps rather than being hit in one big go, and the importance of really not saving work up. So the aim of this session is to, like I said, give you as much information as possible without overwhelming you, and I am aware straight away by the time I get to my third slide on this you're all going to laugh. I want you to remember, for everything that I'm going to talk to you about on this list, there is another little video like this one where you can watch it and learn that process. Equally, you've got your mentors, Scott and Louise, who can help you understand what it is you need to be doing and provide that support for you. So, what do you need to know and how to use? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my desktop with you as well. So I'm just a second to set it up. Okay, so the first thing on the list is the education's site. So let's go there first. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the website, and if I can get on it. Why is it whenever I do things for the assessors, I can do it all day long for other people? As soon as I get to show the assessors, it doesn't want to play ball. Ah, there it is. Found it. It's up there. Sorry, guys. Dum, dum. Give that one more go. Click on that one. No, we're just going to go here. Hopefully you can all see this, because now I'm out the screen. I can't see whether you can see this, so let's have a look. Okay, so let's go to the desktop now, and hopefully you'll be able to see the screen that I've just set up for you. So this is the Education's website. Just to give you a little overview, obviously the homepage. Now, About Us is in there is where we've got who we are and our names. What I want to be able to do is attach your bios that I've asked you to do, and your bio is your biography, which is a brief history about you and the experience you've had. The qualifications just outlines the qualifications we deliver. So if anybody asks you what it is we do, you can click on that, and obviously it gives you the more information. Contact Us is our contact page. So again, that's emailed over to me. People can join our mailing list. Accreditations is something you should all be aware about. So on there you can see we've got our data protection numbers and other things and other accreditations we've got. So take some time to have a look at that. And on the home page is kind of really the important bit for us as staff. Now, as staff, you can click on staff information, and on there you can see when we're booking our meetings in. So the first one there is the 30th of March, then the 30th of June, then the 30th of October. You can see that we've got a fixed agenda for the items there. Now, if you want to contribute to any of those meetings, or you want to raise anything, then you need to email me what it is you want to add to the agendas, because they're day meetings and obviously there's a lot there to run through. What we have there is a link that takes you to a satisfaction survey, which I believe one of the staff calls Monkey Thing. On there you just complete that, and obviously it gives me feedback on what we can do to improve the service and helps us reflect on what we're doing. Just wait for that. You also have a form here for feedback, so if you want to give me written feedback, you can download that and give written feedback. And finally, if you want to make a complaint about anything, you can click on there for the complaints. On here, sorry, I've just skipped again. On here takes you to your support videos. So what we were just talking about, all of those are how-to videos, and you can click on those and watch a session like this to refresh your memory or upskill yourself. So if you're not sure about something, you can obviously watch that. Equally, on this side we have your annual CD. So if there's anything you want to upskill yourself in, you can click on that DVD, watch the DVD and complete the workbook. And I need to learn how to use Windows 8 better. Okay, so that's the education's website for you as staff. Now, there are things on there for you to look at. So let's just go back to that. Okay. On the home page, we obviously have our login screen for our ePortfolio, the guide for apprenticeships, about IFL, how to do your CRBs, our policies, procedures, handbooks and our forms. There's the safeguarding policy, the equality policy, the health and safety policy, the link to the MVQ support website, which I know you all know how to use, our prospectus, our refund, payments, customer service policy, our mission statements and values, which is a really important one. It's one that I want you all to log on, have a look at and check. In there, it outlines our core beliefs, really. And then finally, the login page for colleges to check due diligence process. So if we click in there, for example, the password is the one that I've emailed to you all. I have fat fingers, so I hit a key twice. I've hit the key twice there, obviously. Try again. Super. So here are some other really important documents that you're going to need to take some time out to look at. We've got our targets, that's our company targets, when all the meetings are taking place within the year. Our quality improvement plans, that's what I think we can do better. Our self-assessment report, so that's where we sit down and we break down the teacher training standards and Ofqual standards, and we judge ourselves and say, well, okay, what are we doing, how are we doing it, and where can we evidence it, really. The strategic plan, so that's our business plan for the year. Within there, we've got business targets and key targets to work towards, and then there's other things in there for you to have a look at. So it's quite important you take time out to look at that and review what is there. It's quite meaty. Now, the NVQ support website, which is the second thing to look at, so we'll just flick back to there. Now we can get to there from here, student website. So obviously you're aware of how to use this. Now when I do the other video, it's going to be how to use the back office side, so you can see when your learners are logging in, etc, etc, etc. You'll need to watch the little videos to understand some of the benefits and things around it. Now obviously what's important is the more button is the fact that we have one there for educations, and on there are more videos for the students. So if you click on there, there's videos there for the students for how to. So the students can click on those videos and obviously watch them. Now I did a student induction, and for me to run through all of these pages it took 2 hours. So BKSB is obviously the initial assessment and diagnostic assessment site. In there it's really important you understand A, how to enrol the students, B, how to group the students, and C, how to review and read the results. Now, the BKSB training video on that, again, is only about 10 minutes long, but rather than us just showing you and you forgetting, we can record it and then you'll obviously be able to refer back to it. The learners have one for their side and you'll have your one for your side. Okay. The E247 site, which is the e-classroom. Now, again, in there, I think we're still struggling as a group to fully understand the power that site has and what it's really used for. And equally, we need to share the responsibilities of its maintenance. Because as a tutor, it's your responsibility to make sure that you have the right resources, and obviously we need to get ourselves to a process where we're looking at those and ensuring they're fit for purpose. So I've done another little training video on that, and again, it's only about 15 minutes long. You can watch that and obviously get your head completely around that, so when you use it, you have that resource there. Now, the functional skills is obviously something we need to start immediately with any learner, and it's important that you understand the process for functional skills and the documents for functional skills. Now, in the NVQ Support website, there are the assessment materials there, and obviously there's the practice tests and things. So again, I'm going to do a little training video for you to watch to understand about what's going on with functional skills. Click Meeting is obviously what I'm using now, and it's a far more effective way of talking to your learners, because when you do your session with the learner, you can obviously record that session, and like what we're doing now, they play that back because you can download it and email it to them. They can play that back and it's all there. Equally, you have evidence of that learner in learning. So for most providers, that will be sufficient as long as we can prove it. And again, we can obviously work out extra ways of really ensuring that everything's going well there. Equally, for me, it's important I start to get you using this, because I can then observe quality on your delivery and how people are using it, so that's fine. IFL is the Institute for Learning, and again, because you're all on your diploma course, you need to register with them as an associate and get your IFL numbers, because all of our assessors and all of our trainers must be on or working towards their IFL status. The DBS, which is the Disclosure and Barring Service, we're required to ensure that you all have a DBS certificate. Now, on the link on the education site, there is a really detailed step-by-step process on how you get your DBS. If you're self-employed, it's your responsibility to get the DBS. If you're employed, then obviously it's the employer's responsibility to get the DBS. Now, what we can do is, we've got learners and money coming through, we can obviously get to a situation where when they come up for renewal, we can pay you back for them. There's a video on there about the employer that I've made as well, and the video talks about the employer from start to finish. I think it's important you watch that, because it outlines the employer's duties, and I talk about all the things that I expect the employer to be doing whilst on the apprenticeship programme. And equally, I outline the things and the resources that they have. So you don't need to for everything, you just need to remember those few points. The learner also has a DVD video clip about their journey from beginning to end, sorry, and it outlines all the steps that we should be taking with them and all the steps that they should be taking. So it's a useful video for you to watch, and that way you can explain it to the learner slightly better. Now, what I don't want is this to be your ammunition tank for dealing with learners. It's not the case of going, here's a website, there's a video, that's your support. You know, when you do these one-to-one sessions, you can use that as part of that session and then top it up. Okay, other things that you need to know. You need to know about our quality benchmarks. So that's ISO 19001, 18001, 14001, 27001. So to just show you what they are, I'll go back to my desktop. And that should now be working, so hopefully we need to go here. Okay, so just to show you, here is all my policies, procedures, etc, etc, etc. I'll just show you the more up-to-date one, which is here. So these are all available online via Education's website. And that's Investors in People. I'm lying to you people. ISO. So in there, you can see we've got the Quality Management Manual, the Occupational Health and Safety Manual, the Environmental one. The 27001 is information, data information. It's our change policy, and it basically says we're not going to change anything unless it goes through a robust system, because for the amount of information we've got, it would just cause far too many problems for people to understand what it is we're doing. Now, the other thing that I was going to show you whilst I was there was Matrix and Investors in People. So, as you're aware, we are in the process of applying for Matrix and Investors in People. Now, Investors in People has a framework summary, and it's this. They want us to look at plan, do, and review. Okay. And again, I'm going to do another video on Matrix and IIP, and we've produced a quality improvement and action plan, to meet the needs of the company. And down here, I've gone through and I've looked at stuff, and I've given ourselves a to-do list, as it were, to meet certain targets. Now, you'll notice that I have an awful lot of documents, and I have a huge amount of job roles and responsibilities. And the way that I deal with those, I put them in priority order. And as assessors, that's something really you need to start doing yourselves, because again, you're going to have a huge amount of documents and things, and you need to start prioritizing what's a today job, what's a tomorrow job, because there's an awful lot there. Now, that's IIP, and then we have Matrix. Again, there we developed our quality improvement plan for Matrix, which looks a bit like the IIP plan, but it's very, very different. And they look at leadership and management, resources that we have as a company, our service delivery, and how we continually assess ourselves and improve what we do. So you can see there that there's a lot going on with that alone. So there are, or there will be, individual videos about those and what we need to do to meet them. Our review process is about how we review what we're doing as a business, not the candidate review, but as a business, how are you involved in decision making, what processes do I involve you in. So I'm going to explain in again another little video on about that and what I need you to do to be involved in that. Meetings are obviously really important. It's one of the ways that you're going to keep yourself up to date in a rapid changing environment. Equally, it's a way where we can get feedback from you quicker than sending out surveys and blah, 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 blah. So it is important that you look at the meetings for this year and plan them in. Now, I know previously our meetings have been a little ad hoc, and it's been about doing them to respond to change or doing them to respond to a situation. However, moving forward, I really want those meetings to have structure to them, where you can contribute to the agenda and you do actually obviously have time to attend, so you know when they are. So we need to ensure that obviously you do attend to those. Now, the last few things to talk about is then your job descriptions and your support and training. Obviously you have your one-to-ones and you have your personal development we talked about in your one-to-ones. Louise and Scott are going to be carrying those forward from this month onwards, so all your action plans will be passed over to them, and I'm just in the process of uploading them now, so that's fine. The job description is something that we're obviously going to show you so you understand what it is, what everybody else is doing. So if you want to know what Louise is doing as the lead verifier, you can see her job description. You can obviously see my job descriptions as the director, the business development job descriptions, service advisors, etc, etc, etc. But you're work-based assessors, so I just want to show you because we haven't finished these. They are just in the review process. So here you can see we talk about your job details, and we talk about the college because technically we work for a college rather than being a college, and we're in a debate whether to keep that college or have that as training provider. So specific responsibilities really is to support and assist your learners to achieve their training, to deal with their queries, to participate and in the marketing aspect, and to undertake initial assessments with learners, and obviously to action plans and be involved in their planning for that. So that's it in a nutshell really for providing initial assessment advice and guidance to learners. You need to assess learners' progression and maintain records of assessment that you carry out. So again there, it just goes into a little bit more detail about maintaining the records, effective delivery, delivering the workshops, one-to-ones. So there you go, so that's what you're doing, or training sessions related to skills. You need to maintain the records. Obviously Conduct assessments, carry out the reviews. That's very annoying, sorry. Now, okay, this is because I've got too many things open. Let me just... Okay, cool. So, there you've got to ensure individual students' learning needs are met through the provision of support, i.e. literacy, numeracy, language and ICT. So that's really just BKSB, making sure that you follow those and that you signpost them to the classrooms, and that when you get the work you feed back on that, but we'll talk about that. To attend appropriate meetings as and when they're arranged and called, but that will fall in line with our meeting register anyway. To your safeguarding responsibilities is to obviously follow our policies, which are available on the education website, and the health and safety responsibilities as well, and that's on the website. Your professional conduct, obviously to start the sessions on time with your learners, give adequate notice if you're going to cancel any contact with learners. You need to keep up to date in your development and subject areas, so that's why I keep telling you about your CPDs and updating them. You need to participate in ongoing staff development and training opportunities. So that's that's what we're doing now, but that's also those little videos that I've shown you. You need to participate in your one-to-ones and appraisal systems, so that's fine. You need to keep accurate and up-to-date registers. You're not really going to do the whole register thing, but you do on your portfolios. When you log in, there is a register button there, to be fair, on contact things. So that's important that that's maintained. Adhere to general standards of conduct, health and safety, etc. You need to be involved in the quality assurance arrangements, includes lesson observations, so that's your OTLs, appraisals, we do that annually, and feedback from students. So that's passing out the feedback that we've obviously done. You need to be involved in the continual improvement, of course, and obviously do that ongoing and on an annual basis. So that's the review of the 365 site that I was talking to you about. You need to obviously be involved in any inspection, and that's either by the college that comes out to inspect us or Ofsted, and that's why we're doing the grading via Ofsted, so if they do ever come out, you're not shocked, you're used to that system. You need to work in a flexible way, clearly, because obviously learners want to be available from early till evenings. You need to be you need to obviously keep up to date the learners' learning plans. Now that's the personal development plans and their obviously initial assessments and plans really that we've done to meet their needs, their course. You need to work with us to ensure that we're meeting on standards, attend meeting, blah 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 blah. We've covered all that. That's fine. Again, within limitations set out in your working hours are flexible, and obviously the job description is up for review. Now, this was the one that I made for my last place, so that's why we're going to review it before we implement it. But equally here, you can see we have the job specifications. So it looks a lot as a job, but it's not really that much to worry about, because it's stuff that you're doing on anyway. Finally, We obviously need to sort out the online assessments. We need to look at your personal development plans and make sure that you're achieving targets. There's a video clip around using Office 365 site, because I know that was a new tool. We need to do some training on that. We're going to do a video on how to write the session plans and the schemes of work, and obviously the OTL grading. So all of this stuff that we've just covered here and talked about, you are going to have mini 10-minute video clips on what each one is, really pointing to the resource and explaining just how to use it and what to do to maintain it or develop it. And because we all work in a way where it's near on impossible to arrange meetings, because obviously we are national, we start from the south up to the north, it's not cost effective to pull everyone together. And I feel by doing these little videos and sessions, we're obviously going to have feedback sheets for each of the ones that you do, feedback sessions to do. So at least that way we can monitor the effectiveness of it all. So going back to the start, obviously the aim of the session was to give you as much information as possible without overwhelming you. I'm hoping that I've given you the information, the big picture, and I've probably slightly overwhelmed you, so I apologise about that. But I want you to know that moving forward, like we've said, for Education's website, there'll be a little video clip that you can play, watch in your own time, absorb and practice. So when you've completed all of those little clips, we can then sign you off on your induction program and say, you know, you've been fully inducted, you're comfortable with each of those aspects. Now, what we'll do to obviously ensure that you've understood all that and you have watched those little video clips is we'll then do a little one-to-one with you, your QA, and they'll ask you just to show them how you do something, or we'll have a discussion about each of those things. Now, just to put it into practice, really, rationale, all of these things that you're doing anyway. I just don't think you understand why you're doing them, or you're not doing them fully. So the idea of this was just to explain everything in a big picture, to pull it all together. And then obviously you can play that over and over again. So I hope you found that session useful. I apologise if it's a little bit waffly. Obviously, I'll look forward to your feedback on this, because it really is the first big picture of your role and what's expected of you as an assessor. So thanks for watching, and do go online and look at the other support videos that I've made for you. Take care for now.